The machine's really only concerned with what you're doing horizontally in and out. Not up, not down. In rowing, it's all about being level-headed. And I mean that metaphorically, but I also mean that when it comes to the technical aspects of the rowing stroke. A level head in rowing will ensure a very nice horizontal drive, horizontal movement, horizontal recovery in your rowing stroke. And as we've spoken about before in other videos, any motion that you make on the rowing machine that either sends effort up to the ceiling or down to the ground is not going to be recorded by this machine. Therefore, it's important to keep a nice level head into and out of the front end of the rowing stroke, a nice level head at the finish of the rowing stroke in order to ensure the highest amount of power output possible and the highest level of efficiency with each stroke that we take. So the head informs the body. If my head goes up, my body will come up with it. If my head goes down, my body will sink down with it. And in rowing, we want everything nice and horizontal. So in order to do that, we want to make sure that we come in with a level head and we press out with a level head, and we're able to keep that nice horizontal motion, even though things are moving underneath us. The body shifting back and forth, the knees rising and pressing down, legs up, legs down. All of those angles are happening underneath our chin. Two common mistakes are made with the head positioning in rowing, and one occurs at the front end of the stroke and the other occurs at the finish. We'll start with the front end. Generally, what happens at the front end, if someone's really giving it, they're really going for it, they come into the front end of the stroke and they throw their head back and up. And they come in and they throw that head back and up. And in doing so, energy is being transferred up towards the ceiling, which is maintained as the body opens up. But what goes up must come down, and the body starts to settle back down. So they start rowing in a fashion that is not horizontal, but one in which there's a lift and a settle back down. And so you come in, you throw the head up, you lift, and you settle back down. And so that really feels like a lot of work, but doesn't translate well into the machine in terms of the machine registering the power of your stroke. And so by throwing that head up, we come to the finish, we'll settle back down. It also creates an early back opening if we throw our head up at the catch. So instead of maintaining good posture, good position, good press, where we're pressing with the legs, hanging with the body, then opening the back and squeezing through, instead what we're getting is an immediate open of the back because we've lifted the head, and a lot of strain into our low back, a lot of strain into the back as we're opening against it into the finish. So it's really important to think we want our chin, our head level as we come into the front end, and as we initially press out, we want to maintain that head position, nice level position at the finish as well. So the first mistake that's made is we open the back because we've lifted the head, everything's coming up, it's opening, and then we settle. A second mistake, which is either complementary or independent of the first mistake with that head up at the catch, is a chin down at the finish. And so with that chin down, we finish the stroke, and that chin comes down. Finish the stroke. And this feels powerful to some people. They think this is a powerful position to finish. But you'll notice at each finish, my body sinks down. My chin gets pinned onto my sternum sinks down. I am putting pressure into my lungs. It's going to be harder to breathe as I come down, pressure into the lungs. Not to mention from this position, it's very difficult to be able to get back up and forward to arrive in the best position to push to take the next stroke. So if I'm someone who doesn't keep a level head at the finish and I drop down with my chin, my rowing looks like this. And you can see I never really get good posture. I'm back on my butt. I'm having trouble shifting my hips forward. And instead, what should happen, instead of this drop down with the chin, I should have a level head, which allows my body to move freely and easily underneath that position. Even though there are all sorts of different angles that are happening with my knees rising, with my body pivoting backward and forward, as long as my head is level, this chain will move horizontally across the plane, and the rowing machine will capture all of my effort. When it comes to keeping your head level, it's just maintaining level. It's not locking your head down. There's not an effort necessary to keep the head on a level position. It's just simply being aware of it and just thinking, am I able to keep a nice horizontal movement with my head in a level position as I press out, as I roll forward, as I press out, as I roll forward? Am I keeping that head level? It does not need to be locked down. It's not an effort. It's not a tension thing. It's just keeping the chin level. One way to encourage it, if you are someone whose chin is going down, you can set the monitor a little bit higher, and just that can keep your eye line and your chin level with the monitor. If you're someone who's throwing your head up, then consider bringing the monitor down. It doesn't work 100% of the time. It's just a cue. It's a visual cue that you can use. So your eyes are not fixed in your head either. Even though your head is level, you can look up to the ceiling, you can look down to the ground, you can look left and right. So work on that independence between level-headed on your rowing stroke and where you can look with your eyes. As we started with today, it's all about being level-headed in rowing. So bring this mentality into your next workout and see how it positively affects your efficiency and speed on the rowing machine. If you found this video useful, let us know. If you have comments or questions, please do not hesitate. I answer as many of those as I possibly can. If you have ideas and topics you would like covered pertaining to the rowing stroke, please leave that in the comments, and I just might be able to make you a video answering that question. So thank you for tuning in, and there'll be more videos for you soon.